see three sociologists talking about it and moving to the discourse of truth and normativity, which is seems to be very foreign to the sociological sensitivities or tendency. And I think this is dangerous in dealing with this, because it moves us from looking at what was maybe problematic with human rights themselves to what is problematic, or how do we stop this phenomenon of these people using them. And so I want to, so first of all, the language of truth. I heard here about true universalism, true human rights, fake effect. And for example, with Daphne, I think that maybe what you are saying, you are taking the most extreme of those who lie and those who have, but this is not the real challenge for us. The real challenge is for those who do not lie, and that there are two values that are at stake here about how do we understand men and women equality, how do we understand family, different things. I wouldn't go to those who lie and who abuse and who use violence. This is the easy case. The most interesting case are
those who are shaping the policy.
It doesn't matter for us, because then you do not deal with the real.
I'm dealing it in another paper. I was the first one to call for the abolishment of the tender use doctrine.
No,
but those who are dominating I'm really I don't know. I think this is the comments we are hearing now is one of the reasons why the left is failing, because you're always deconstructing and reflective and moving into this relativist position. We are talking about truth and about core values because Trump is the president of the U.S. and sociologists for the first time are realizing that sitting on the bench and describing reality is not enough in this era.
So I want to say something about this. I think that what you are expressing is the unhappiness with human rights, which was not about politics, about power, about human rights were created universal in a sense that could be used and abused by powerful and powerless, and they couldn't be only for the right or only for the left. And so you are unhappy with it because you have an agenda, the feminist agenda, or different things that have values that are political there.
No, because I think using torture in this way is abuse of transnational and international law.
So I think that I would turn to the human rights and what is missing there, instead of assuming that the human rights has the answers. It's just these people who don't know how to use human rights. I think that
they're very sophisticated in using them.
So here I think that it's a diversion to move into the truth as if it will give you the answers, or to values that we can just distinguish here very easily between those who are fake human rights and those who are real human rights. I was not convinced that I can do it, that I can find it. Every argument that you said, I could find a different argument. Now, the other discourse that I was hearing here, apart from truth, is about the newness of it all. That something new is happening, and this is why we have to think more. And this is why we have the Minerva lecture now, who would go back. So one of the new things that we heard is that it's particularism. For example, in Israel, the right was the nationalist, particularist, and human rights are the universalist. And Zionism is the particularist side. Now, if we go to the historical lecture that we are going to have right now, we're going to see how Zionism was intertwined with human rights, and the vision of human rights is very different from what we have now. But it's not that it is a new phase that has not that we haven't heard of before. So I think that historicizing it and looking at the different uses and origins of human rights, you would see that a lot of what we see now is not a big surprise. It was there already and used already. So these are my two interventions to
So I think on that